rise as you are able and join us in our opening praise song.
You gotta sing when the Spirit says sing. You gotta sing when the Spirit says sing. 'Cause when the Spirit says sing, you gotta sing right along. You gotta sing when the Spirit says sing. Come on, you gotta sing when the Spirit says sing. Oh, you gotta sing. Sing when the Spirit says sing. 'Cause when the Spirit says sing, you gotta sing right along. Oh, you gotta sing. Oh, and then you gotta move. The Spirit says move. Oh, you gotta sing when the Spirit says sing. Oh, keep on singing. You gotta sing right along. You gotta sing. Oh, and then you gotta move. The Spirit says move. Oh, you gotta move when the Spirit says move. 'Cause when the Spirit says move, you gotta move. You gotta move when the Spirit says move. Oh, you gotta dance when the Spirit says dance. Oh, come on and dance when the Spirit says dance. When the Spirit says dance, you gotta dance. You gotta dance when the Spirit says dance.
Good morning. You got to greet when the Spirit says greet. And right now, the Spirit is telling us to go forth and greet one another with a hug, a handshake, or a namaste.
in every way, my God is so good. Oh, and I take the time to praise the Spirit. Oh, take the time to praise the Spirit. 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 Oh, my God. Oh, that's why I got up this morning and I sang. God is so good. You know God is so good that I had to sing. God is so good. Oh, I got up this morning and started singing. I know my God, my God, your God is so good to me.
Hello, everyone. I'm so excited to be part of this experience. I'll be leading a session called the Museum of You, and it is exactly what it sounds like. We're stepping out of the day-to-day and into a space where you get to see your life, your story, and your growth almost like an exhibit. Think of it as walking through the moments and the versions of you, the decisions, the wins, and the pivots, and actually recognizing what they built. This will be reflective, creative, and honestly just a really beautiful way to reconnect with yourself and where you're going next. I can't wait to experience this with you. I hope to see you there.
Hi, my name is Rodney Waters, and I look forward to meeting with the Men of Unity group on April the 19th. I'm a Jungian psychoanalyst, and that means I'm a psychoanalyst that practices based on the ideas and teachings of Swiss psychiatrist Carl Jung. And for many of you, Jungian psychology may be familiar, but I would say that his concepts and the revolutionary ideas that he pioneered at the beginning of the 20th century have become a part of everyday language. The idea of introversion and extroversion, complexes, the persona, the shadow, synchronicity, individuation, all of these were his ideas. And at the time, really broke open the way that we thought about psychology and the way that we think about ourselves. And I would like to give somewhat of a brief overview of Jungian psychology, and then in particular talk about his idea of the anima and the animus, which at the time, the idea that a man would have a feminine side and a woman a masculine side was quite groundbreaking. Now that's not such an unusual idea, and yet with the titles masculine and feminine, sometimes we still think of these energies as very gender-based and not as much like yin and yang. So based on a book by Gareth Hill, I would like to talk about masculine, feminine energies, the way that they show up in our lives, the way that we work with them, and the way that the idea of these archetypes can help us navigate challenges in our lives. So I look forward to seeing you then.
Good morning, Unity. Happy Sunday. So our amazing Men of Unity, you're all invited to attend that session, men. However, we do have a date correction that will be on the 19th. It's not today in the chapel. That will be on the 19th. Prosperity Plus class, it starts today. And we have our very own Tatiana, who is taking the class several times. I'm going to ask you to give a warm welcome to her as she comes out and shares with you about what the class has meant to her. Tatiana?
Hello again. So this week actually marks 3 years since I moved to Houston, and I've been part of Unity since 2024. and I moved here right before the writer's strikes. I was a TV producer before I moved here, and then I came here a few weeks later. There were the writer's strikes and then the actor strikes, and then all of my jobs disappeared. And so I spent my first year in Houston just looking for a job and desperately wishing I had more money. And then I came across the Prosperity Plus class, which helped me reframe the way I was looking at money and looking at the lack in my life and creating more space for abundance. And I ended up starting my own business called Our Power Media because I missed being able to create. So at least if I open the space to create again, then the abundance would flow. So with Our Power Media, now we just finished our first I don't like that word, inaugural. There we go. Our first summit. We're also launching a magazine next month, and we have our own talk show. So the amount of things that I've been able to create just by being a part of the Prosperity Plus class, and I took it twice because you always got to have a re-up. So I am a huge advocate. If you have the time today, come stop by, make it every week. I promise you, you will not regret it.
Oh, thank you so much, Cindy. Thank you. Tatiana has created some most wonderful, wonderful things through Prosperity Plus, and I do invite you to come and step into this with us. Prosperity Plus is a powerful, life-changing class designed to help you create the life you would truly love to live. And there are 4 areas that we'll be working with. It's health and well-being, love and relationships, vocation, your time, money, and freedom. And so if you're ready to step into and create that life that you deserve to live, please come join us today in the chapel at 12:30 right after church service. Thanks so much.
Almost came up in the middle of that announcement. What I want to tell you about today is we have our spring spirit groups that have begun meeting. We just started a new Sunday series, 6-week series last Sunday, and you can still join a group if you'd like. If you're not familiar with spirit groups, these are small groups that gather together to talk about the Sunday message, but really more importantly, to talk about what's going on in your lives, to connect with one another and to support and uplift one another on a spiritual path. And we have groups that meet on Zoom and some groups that meet in home. So you can sign up on the helpful links. Today we have our new oneness blessing that will be taking place at 12:30 in the sanctuary balcony. Some of you are familiar with the oneness ministry. We're bringing that back for a period of 6 months just to see how it meets the needs of the community. And we're so grateful that people are willing to do this. This will be in the balcony at 12:30 after the service today, and it'll be on the 2nd and 4th Sundays of the month. So I do have something to tell you now that Reverend Michael is gone. He can't hear us. As we know, he is having a 60th birthday celebration concert. Yes, it's very exciting. We've got all kinds of surprises that we are planning for that. And what I'd like you to know is that Michael really sees this as an opportunity. If you have ever been blessed by any of his music, his prayer, his spiritual counseling, any of the ways that he has shared his gift with this community in this room or beyond, he has a very wide reach with his ministry. If he has blessed you in any way, please consider donating to this concert, donating an auction item, buying a ticket. We have early bird ticket prices right now, coming to the concert, bidding on items. That's a fun way to be of support. But all of the funds raised through this concert will benefit Unity of Houston. So we're grateful in advance for any of the ways that you participate. So today is the last day to submit auction items. If you have an item that you'd like to auction off, please do that. And you can see Donna Leif and her team out at the table after the lobby. We do have tickets to the concert. Early bird prices, go ahead and get them now. Don't wait. Are also on the helpful links. Let's see, is there anything else I want to tell you about that? Anything else I want to say about Michael while he's not here? No, I don't think so. So this is the time where we welcome anybody who's here for the first time, or even here for the 5th or 6th time, and you haven't quite connected, but you're thinking about it. We have a table in the lobby that our beautiful Cora Ledette and our welcome team, Rick, is out there a lot of times too, to welcome you, help you find ways to connect with the community. You can fill out a connection card and get a gift too. You fill out a connection card and we will send you our weekly email to let you know all the ways that you can get involved with Unity of Houston. And what we like to say here at Unity of Houston is wherever you are on your spiritual path, you're always, always and infinitely welcome here. And so I'd like to invite Siobhan out for our pre-meditation song. So go ahead and prepare yourself to come into our time of meditation.
as I stop worrying how the story ends, and I let go and I let God. I let God have its way. That's when things start happening. When I stop looking at back then, and I let go and I let God. Let God have its way. And I let go and I let God. I let God have its way.
Thank you, Siobhan. So I invite you now, if you haven't done so already, to bring your awareness fully home into your own inner being. It might be helpful for you to close your eyes, place your hands on your lap, face up, with your palms face up in a receptive posture. But the only real requirement here as we enter our time of meditation is to simply be, to simply rest. We can enter this place of rest, of renewal, of refreshment by withdrawing our consciousness from our thoughts and placing our awareness on the breath. Just simply being with the breath, noticing how it moves of its own accord. Flowing naturally, giving life to all the systems of our body. We don't have to tell the breath how to do its job. We simply allow it in its infinite intelligence to do what it needs to do. And so it is with the divine intelligence of our own being. We let go. We let God. We let go of the need to control, to predict, to manage all of the outcomes and circumstances in our lives. And we let God, we let life, we let universal intelligence do its thing. We let go and we let love. We let love infill our body, infill our entire being, seeing ourselves saturated in divine love. We let go of any obstacles or any places where we feel ourselves separate from love. We let go. We let love have its way in us. In any place in our being that is not at peace, that is resisting what is in this moment, we let go and let peace have its way in us. Not a peace we have to manufacture, not a peace we have to grapple with, try to make happen, try to bring into manifestation. We simply let go of all that is not peace and let peace have its way. in us. So, my friends, I invite you to consider, is there anything on your heart that you wish to experience in this moment? Peace, inspiration, joy, creativity, wholeness, vitality, renewal, love, compassion, wisdom, whatever it is that you wish to experience, can you let go of the need to make it happen and let it be revealed in you? Don't have to make it happen, we just have to make it welcome. Imagine yourself now receptive to the infinite goodness that is the presence of the one life, one power, expressing itself as each and every human being on this planet, as each and every blade of grass, as the planet itself. You have the allness of that infinite goodness within you. So let go and let God have its way in you now. So with gratitude for this, knowing that at any time, amidst all circumstances, that we can come back to this place, that we can let go, can let God have its way in us. I'm grateful, and so it is. Amen.
Talk to me. Talk to me. Alone in a room, it's just me and you. I feel so lost, 'cause I don't know what to do. What if I choose the wrong thing to do? I'm so afraid of disappointing you. So I need to talk to you and ask you for your guidance, especially today when my life feels so cloudy. Guide me until I'm sure I open up my heart. Oh yeah. That's why I open up my
Ooh. Y'all feel open? If you don't after that, I'm not sure what else we can do for you. That was beautiful. Thank you, Siobhan. Thank you, band. And just a quick note, because we had kind of a big Sunday last week. I don't know if y'all are familiar. We did something called Easter. I just want to give a huge shout out to all of the volunteers, the staff, the AV team, everybody that created such a beautiful, not only Easter service, Reverend Michael, oh gosh, Tony and Ken and Michael with the How Great Thou Art that I'm still crying about, but the Easter extravaganza out in the courtyard and welcoming over 1,000 families from people from our surrounding area. So just thank you very much. So you would think maybe that feels complete. We did a wonderful Easter. We could just kind of rest on our laurels for a little bit. But we decided in our infinite wisdom to start a series called The Great Work of Your Life. So we were just getting started on Easter. And so Reverend Michael talked about this idea that every ending is a beginning. And so we saw how that related to the Easter story. What looked like the end of the road was something that was completely transformed. Not only transformed from the perspective of a limited, of what we saw as a human being, as profound as this rabbi's teaching was, a little rabbi, you may have heard of him, called Jesus of Nazareth. And the people that were following him, and then of course he had his enemies too, but the people even that were following him could not conceive that this death could result in something that was so transcendent and so transformative that 2,000 some odd years later, we are still seeking to understand what it means. Not from a blind belief that you don't have to believe that the story happened the exact way the gospel writers said it did, because even they don't agree with each other. What we're seeking to do in unity teachings is to see what is the universal truth in these stories. Why was it so important to preserve what was happening in that time? And Reverend Michael talked about this idea from Eric Butterworth that it's not our job to set it right, it's our job to see it rightly. And so when we talk about this in terms of our series called The Great Work of Your Life, if you have this work, really, I come to unity. I don't want to think about work. We're going to see how we are holding a couple of things in that sentence. The word work and the word your life. The term, 2 words there, work and your life. What does this look like? And so today, since I'm speaking, I thought, well, let's talk about rest before we talk about work. Let's do a little pre-work rest. You ever make your to-do list and then get exhausted looking at it, so you need a little break before you start doing it? So today we're going to talk about the idea of rest, and I have it takes a strange turn story from the Gospel of John that I'd like to share with you and see what we can find in there about how we orient ourselves towards what is ours to do in this world. So we're going to start with an orientation, and then we're going to get a little disoriented. And then we're going to take a pivot and see, well, okay, is it okay to be disoriented? Maybe there's something going on here we should find a little disorienting or a little disenchanting, or we don't need to give our whole selves to. Maybe we take a pivot and a swerve and a complete flip on its head of the way things are, the status quo, and see if that unlocks something for us in how we hold this idea of our work in our life. And so the story from the Gospel of John goes like this. It's the 3rd time that Jesus has appeared, and this would be, we would say in unity, the Christed consciousness. The Christ appeared to the disciples after his human death. Okay? So we can look at this in terms of metaphor. What is happening here? And there's a conversation between Jesus and Peter. And Jesus asks Peter, Peter, do you love me? Peter says, yes. I love you. And he says, okay, well then feed my lambs. Peter says, okay, got it. said, Peter, do you love me? Peter said, yes, I just told you I love you. He says, okay, tend to my sheep. Okay, got it. Feed the lambs, tend to the sheep. And he says again, Peter, do you love me? And one version says Peter was hurt by this, that he had to ask 3 times. Another one says he was disturbed. Yes, of course, I just told you. I love you. I love you. I've said it twice. And he says, feed my sheep. Okay. So we know in this story, do we think Jesus is needy? Like, I need to know somebody loves me here. He has just transcended human form and is now in spirit form, transcended all form to appear as this universal consciousness of oneness with the ultimate reality of life. And he's worried if this person likes him or not. There's something a little deeper happening. He's asking Peter, and there's a correlation here that he asks him 3 times, because if you remember what happened last week, that Peter denied that he knew him 3 times. So in a sense, this is a counterbalance to this story. It's an opportunity for Peter to recommit to this knowingness of the truth of this teaching of Jesus, that the kingdom of God is here, and it's now, and it's amongst you, even when conditions look otherwise. Because the conditions got a little scary for Peter and all the disciples. And so now this is a chance to recommit. Do you see now? But then it takes an even stranger turn. Because he asks this question about, what do you love? Do you love? Are you willing to commit yourself? Are you willing to follow this path of loving? And then he says something very strange. He says, when you were young, you tied your own belt and you went around and did whatever you wanted to do. But when you are old, you are going to outstretch your hands, and someone will tie your hands and lead you where you do not want to go. Can you imagine what Peter's thinking in that moment? Like, thanks a lot. I loved you. Now you're going to tell me someone's going to time. So there's an understanding in the literal sense that this was trying to point to the fact that Peter would eventually be martyred. Okay, we can do that. But what we like to do in unity teachings is to seek what the layers of meaning are underneath and beyond Scripture. And so one idea that, and not just in unity, there are many contemplative traditions that also speak to different ways of understanding. And one person I really happen to love, and he's deceased, he died in 1996, his name is Henri Nouwen. Has anybody heard of him? He's a pretty cool guy. He was a Dutch-born Catholic priest, but he had a very, I would say, mystical understanding of what it means to follow these teachings. And he talked about this idea of when we are younger and we are in the first half of our lives. We don't know what the first half is. None of us know what that is. But when we are younger, or we are being led by this idea of being pushed by or pulled by externals, that we are going around doing whatever it is that we think we need to do. And this invitation is to, if you are in alignment with that one life, that one presence, you will realize there is another way. There is another way other than strategizing and striving and grappling and struggling. There is the path of love, and it may lead you, at first glance, it may lead you to places you never thought you would go, that you didn't want to go on your own because you thought you knew a better way. You thought this was the only way because you've watched everybody else doing it that way. So it's an invitation into a new and deeper understanding of love. And so that's the orientation. Will you follow this? Because that's the ending of that piece. So he says, you're going to get tied up and you'll be led places you don't want to go. And I'm sure Peter was saying, no, thank you. But then Jesus said, follow me. So there comes the trust. Do you believe this teaching or not? This is not about following a particular personality. This is not about creating a whole set of structure and religion and beliefs that you must conform to in order to follow this tradition. This is, will you follow this teaching that I have been transmitting, that all people are one, everyone's invited to the table, and that the kingdom of heaven is here and now? Will you follow that? or will you be led by your own understanding? I love what Siobhan just saying. I ask you for your guidance. We're not talking about a God that's outside of ourselves asking for guidance. And yet, to know ourselves as being related to the infinite, as Carl Jung says, expands our whole beingness, gets us out of so much trouble that we've caused for ourselves. So that's the orientation to follow. But then sometimes we become a little disoriented. I love how Henri talks about this idea. Aren't you like me? He asks this question, aren't you like me, thinking that something out here is going to finally give me that lasting sense of well-being I've been seeking my whole life? Aren't you like me, thinking that if I get this problem taken care of, this problem, this person, this relationship, if I achieve this, do that, then I can be at peace. I will finally get that sense of well-being, placing it all on these outer conditions. That's given a big job to these outer conditions. It's a job they weren't meant to do. So the great work then becomes, well, if that's not the way, by achieving more, getting more, being more, doing more, impressing more, what's the other way? Marcus Borg, some of y'all are familiar with. I first came in contact with Marcus Borg and taken a Bible interpretation class here, and he wrote How to Reading the Bible Again for the First Time. It's a fabulous book. I highly recommend it, especially if you're someone that maybe was taught to take the Bible literally when you're coming up and you're like, Bible, schmible, I'm not interested. Maybe you've kind of done this with it. It opens it up in ways that are metaphysical and metaphorical, and we can see allegories. We can see the way that these were stories put together in a particular way in order to deliver a message. And it's a story of the evolution of consciousness from a group of people, how they understood God in their time. And then this rabbi that came along and said, yeah, but here's another way of understanding it. So it really frees it from the literal sense. But Marcus Borg talks about this idea that in Western culture, that we are often consumed by the 3 A's of affluence, achievement, and appearance. And we've been swimming in the waters of those 3 A's ever since we've been growing up, that these are the things that are considered to be a successful life. Wealth, what you look like while you're being wealthy, how you present yourself to other people, what have you achieved? And this is how we measure our success, if you are a successful human being. And have you ever noticed that you might be okay with what you're getting in those 3 A's until you look at somebody that's doing the 3 A's a little bit better than you? Or by your own estimation, they got a little bit more of this A than you got. And so we get into that trap of comparison. And this 3 A's, whether we realize it or not, and some of you may say, oh, I don't care about that A, but oh, yeah, I can see this one. This achievement thing has gotten me twisted, or kept me feeling small, or kept me uncertain about what's mine to do, or created some anxiety. Maybe it's the affluence. Maybe it's the appearance, something for all of us. You know what? I'm an overachiever. I've been bound by all of them. Bound and captured by all of them. So in that way, we are trapped by those things, and they become burdens to us. In a way that's so disorienting, because it's like having a map that doesn't really say what the thing is. Now, some of y'all may remember a time before we had these glowing rectangles in our pockets that told us how to get everywhere we needed to go. Anybody remember that time? And if you didn't, let me just tell you a little bit about what it was like. Because you could leave your house to go somewhere and not quite remember how to get there, and there was nothing you could do about it except drive around and take a few wrong turns. And if you were like me and you had relatives or people you knew that lived in rural areas, then directions, you would have to rely on directions from other people to tell you how to get someplace that you'd never been before. And those directions got a little bit weird at times. It would be things like, well, you know where the old gas station used to be, and then now it's a bait and tackle shop? Well, you turn left there, but it's kind of a right, but it's kind of a left. But anyway, go, and then there will be a hill, and then there's an old dog that stands on the corner. I think it's a Labrador, but I'm not sure. Anyway, you can't miss it. And that would always be the final words. You can't miss it. And you're thinking, really? I bet you I can. But the problem is you start taking these, okay, oh, there's the old, I think that does look like it must have been a bait and tackle shop. Okay, I'm turning, I'm going. Okay, is that a dog? No, that's a goat. Shoot, I think I must have made a wrong turn. Meanwhile, the dog is dead. Oh no, God, no, it's not. Maybe it just ran off to a farm and it's living its best life. The problem is that map made sense for them when they took that route. That map, in their mind, they gave you wonderful directions unless they were trying to sabotage you, and then don't ever ask them for anything again. That map made sense for them. That was true the last time they went to this place, but all of us are on our own paths. All of us have the opportunity to navigate in our own lives in a way that gives us fulfillment, in a way that sets us free from predetermined expectations of ourselves. So we become maybe disenchanted with this map that's been laid out before us. Become maybe a little disenchanted. Why is it that this achievement, appearance, and affluence, why does that seem to be things that other people are seeking, but it doesn't resonate for me? Is something wrong with me? I don't want to do it like everybody else. Does that mean something's broken in here? Something's not firing? Or could it be this is a call to your deeper truth? A deeper truth about who you are. Going back to Jesus' teachings, he taught this way of throwing the whole thing upside down. The last shall be first. The meek will inherit the earth. You got to lose your life in order to find it. These are not accidental statements. These are statements to say, we've only got the whole thing upside down. We've only got the whole thing wrong when we place power and authority on external things. And we can see what happens in institutions that have absolute power. They become absolute power corrupts absolutely, right? When we give power to absolute, to organizations, to political institutions, to religious institutions, anything that we deem has absolute power, it has a corrupting influence. So we can withdraw ourselves from that, and we can look at where we've bought into any of that in ourselves, that we have dominion over or power over. There's a way of being that doesn't fight or resist the world. There's a way of being that awakens within ourselves the ability to meet the world from this consciousness of oneness, of non-duality, to meet the world with love, this follow me. Yeah, I may have to do things I don't want to do. I don't know how to do. You mean I got to love this person? You mean I got to have compassion for this situation? Whatever it is, but it's an invitation. That's all it is an invitation for you to see what it is that will really set you free inside. It's not by adding things onto yourself. It's by surrendering to the good that you already are. And so Jesus said, this idea of come to me, all ye who are weary and carrying heavy burdens, and I will give you rest. For I am gentle and humble in heart, and my yoke is easy and my burden is light. There's another way of being with the work that is ours to do in the world, but being with what is ours to do, what we are here to express. It's not something that we have to strive to achieve. Rather, it's something that we can reveal and express. Now, lest you think this means, well, then, okay, easy, rest, okay, I got it. Not much for me to do here then. This isn't about being passive. This is about participating in a way that you can participate in a way that is beyond what you can do. Does that make sense? Like participating in a way that when I get outside of my Stacy-ness, I can only do so much. When I know that I am one with the creative impulse of the entire universe, well, watch out, honey. Then what can we do? We don't have to destroy or diminish anybody else's appearance, affluence, achievement. We don't have to compete with anyone else on the planet when we know where we are coming from. And the other thing that this does is sometimes, particularly in Western society, we place an emphasis or we value youth culture, and I love youth too, I have 2 children, one's 30 and one's 24, which is really hard to believe. So they're still youthful. And I love people of all ages, of course. And what I want to say is, if no matter what decade you are in of your life, there's great work for you to do. Great work in a way that is easy. And the burden is light. The work of revealing yourself even more, of expressing yourself in ways that you maybe didn't give yourself permission to do before. If you are taking a breath on this planet at this moment, you have a purpose on this planet at this moment. And I invite you to step into that purpose in a way that feels free for you and expanded for you. There's a book that we're looking at a couple of books for this series. One is Strength to Strength by Arthur Brooks. And he talks about this idea of he was kind of trapped in this workaholism, success, needing to be successful. That's how he held the idea of work as being better than anybody else out there, what was his to do. And he came upon this idea from a spiritual teacher of his, a guru, that was called a litany of humility. And in this litany of humility, and I invite you, this is not a word that we use a lot in Unity, but he uses the word deliver me, deliverance. Deliverance simply just means, from the Latin root where D means away from. Liver is actually the French part came down, it's liberty, so freedom from. So when you want freedom from something that's been holding you constricted, freedom from some limited way of understanding yourself, you can simply come home and affirm that you can be delivered of that, because you're not meant to carry that. You're not meant to carry that burden. You're not meant to struggle through life. And so it's an invitation to write what it is, consider what it is in your life right now that you feel captured by, that's keeping you feeling small. It doesn't have to be a giant old thing, but it can work on that as well. Any place in you that you feel that you don't have freedom of movement in your life, I can assure you, you do. Just, you need to come to that place within yourself that you simply ask for guidance, deliver me. I have a whole bunch of them myself. Deliver me from the feeling, the need that I believe that I'm not enough. Deliver me from the feeling that I have to prove myself. Deliver me from feeling that I don't deserve good in my life. Deliver me from thinking I've got to compete with all the people I see. Deliver me from all that. Deliver me from thinking that I am somehow held outside of the circle of God's love. Deliver me. You can create your own sense of freedom. You are the one that have, whether we like it or not, this is one of the hardest but most powerful teachings that I've experienced in this tradition, is when we find ourselves captured or imprisoned by our own thoughts, we're the ones that put ourselves there. When the beautiful truth is, though, then we're the ones that can set ourselves free. But we're the only ones that can set ourselves free. Can't look to the world to do it. It's never going to do it. And so I'd like to invite Siobhan to sing us into our time of prayer. You'll just take these words into your heart.
I will follow love with my heart and soul. I will give my life to the way that I must go. I will hold your hand, and our fears will hide with a holy love. Only peace will find. Love saved me is born anew. Love saved me. Love raised me with a holy view. I'll know what to do. Love is born anew.
So what I know and affirm is that with this holy view, something is being born anew within each and every person in the sound of my voice. That this self-completeness in God, we are complete, we are sufficient, we are whole, and we are revealing the wholeness and the perfection and the beauty and the truth of that divine nature that we have been endowed with from birth. We are revealing that now. And so with gratitude for this knowing, I say thank you, God, and so it is. Amen. Amen. Thank you all so much for being here today. Thank you, thank you. Thank you.
This is a beautiful place, a beautiful invitation for us to just keep revealing and expressing that light and that love that we are. So thank you for being on this journey with us. Thank you, Reverend Stacy. And now's the time we give our gifts to keep this light on, to keep this light expanding out into our community and into our world. So thank you for giving your gifts, your time, your skills, your resources. There's various ways to give to Unity of Houston. And let us hold our offerings in our hearts and our hands and bless our offerings with this prayer. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all the good I am and have, all the good I give and receive. And so it is.
My eyes ain't used to these rays. I'm feeling exposed, but I can't hide no more. No, I can't hide. As the sun shines down on all of my glory, my flaws don't look so bad at all. What was I afraid of? Every part of me is a vision of a portrait of Mona Lisa. Every part of me is beautiful, and I finally see that I'm a work of art, a masterpiece. Oh, 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 oh. Who is this I've tried so hard to fight, filling my head with lies that I'm not good enough? Then I heard something in my ear tell me I'm perfect. Now I know the truth. It's time to show and prove. Every part of me is a vision of a portrait of Mona Lisa. Every part of me is beautiful, and I finally see that I'm a work of art, I'm a masterpiece. Every part of me is a vision of a portrait of Mona Lisa. Every part of me is beautiful, and I finally see that you're a work of art. You're a masterpiece.
So beautiful. Today after the service, our grief group meets in the reading room. It's a drop-in group. Anybody's welcome. It's led by Reverend Mindy. We so appreciate that. So the reading room is in the bookstore building, so right after the service. Also, it's second Sunday, so we have refreshments in the bookstore building. So just come over, meet someone, chat, see what they've got to offer. There's so much more than books in the bookstore. Midweek at Unity is Wednesday at 7 p.m. in the Pyramid. It's Emergence with Emily. It's a time of sharing and music and sound healing and meditation. Go to the homepage for all of our activities and announcements, and prayer partners will be down front to pray with you after the service. And now rise in body or in spirit, and let's join in our peace song.
The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. And today we proclaim that God is good all the time.
It's a beautiful day. In a beautiful